So I wanted to also talk a little bit about how research questions work for the dissertation. So for your pilot study, you may have a question like this. This is Mary Kay's, and thank you, Mary Kay, for your example. Um, that that give a sense of, something you can ask about in your pilot study. It might be exploratory. So in this case, which policies and practices utilized by foundations and school districts do or do not support all students by ensuring funding is distributed to all students equitably? And this is specific, right? You can really see like a specific interest in the policies and practices, and it's very specific as to who or what is going on, and what the outcome of interest is. Okay. Um, this question could serve as a perfectly fine dissertation research question, but for the dissertation, especially after doing such a great pilot study, you might have some sub-questions. And so here I've brainstormed some sub-questions for this research question. These don't have to be what Mary Kay researches, but a sub-question might be, what set of beliefs held by the foundation or the district support or erode equitable policies and practices? So in this case, what Mary Kay would be doing is saying there's something specific that I'm looking for, a set of beliefs um, that I think is going to make a difference, right? And so you can see here the reference to the research, the overarching questions right here. So that again, this research question is still interested in supporting or eroding equitable policies, but it's saying that there's something specific that probably came from the literature that might be important. And the second one says, okay, you know what? There's another thing that comes from the literature, which is this idea of community connectivity. And Mary Kay may think this is important, or I think this might be important. And so I am going to research the role of community connectivity in fostering the beliefs that I mentioned in this question, right? So you can see how these start to build on each other. And if you were to create, again, maybe for your notes to self, some sub-questions for your dissertation, I'd recommend brainstorming a number of them. You don't have to narrow down quite yet, so you can brainstorm a number of them. And that is actually where I want you to make a comment on this slide, is to, just as some students have already done, to write a list, a couple of sub-questions that you might include in your dissertation research question.